but also, Brooks, you brought some artwork in, I understand.
Yes.
This would be a good way to support Brooks.
Because who sent it? Someone sent me a comment from. There was a comment that got a lot of likes. A couple. It was on like 2 weeks podcast ago, so I made a little something.
Let's see it.
Oh, look at that loyalty. Will Dogie.
Wow.
That's Harthcock. That's
that is
Harthcock.
beautiful.
Wow.
That is
okay.
that is lovely.
It's okay, Matisse.
He's like, it's good, right?
I want you to know that Jacob told me that when we saw that on my story, he shed some tears.
Really?
Yeah, I could see the pain.
Well, you know the reason that Matisse, that's really strange, Matisse.
That is going to be up in the studio forever.
Yeah.
So in order to
And you know, he sent me one of the first messages he sent me, and this is a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I guess before he became like a friend of the channel was, it was like, wow, man, I love your art. I really love the ones that use those colors. And so, you know, rather than, you know, he's the kind of guy that would make an impact on you.
Yeah.
Just if you met him like one time.
One time.
And he, and so I painted that as like, you know, the colors. I mostly saw him at night in the comedy club, so it has a sort of a tone to that, and sort of his eccentricity.
I love it.
And yeah, so
I love that he's smiling in it. And
yeah, because I know initially, because you wanted me, you were sending some reference photos of him, sort of like without a smile, and you know, I'd rather do something that was like a celebration of him and his personality than like an in memoriam sort of like something that's more like classical. So that's kind of where I came up with that. And
he was a guy that I think just everyone that he met, he wanted to spread some kind of joy or positive message. And you know, he did. When I first met him, he was obsessed with Barney, and he loved that Barney was all about love. And
he is a good guy.
Came out on our channel. Always was available last minute to shoot. If Neeks was too drunk to make it out and couldn't risk getting another DUI, well, Harthcock was there.
Yeah.
He was there to see Kazumi's breasts. He was here to propose his love to Kazumi in a Romeo and Juliet type competition he had with King Croc. King Croc won the competition, which in retrospect, I wish we could have changed the outcome.
Honestly, yeah.
I wish we could have rigged it. But he came on the Adam 22 podcast with me, Harthcock. And just a lovely soul. Hilarious eccentricities. Inability to pee in public, classic. A very southern pulled that was almost hard to deal with because it was so intense. Like I remember I pulled into an intersection that was occupied by a civilian once. The civilian was 15 yards away from my car, but Harthcock, he was drunk, and he would not let me hear the end of it. Just, you know, Danny, where I come from, we don't rush people like that with our automobiles. If they want to cross the crosswalk, they have every damn right to take their sweet time doing it. And I don't like what you did. But, you know, it just shows what kind of guy he was.
Yeah.
He was the best.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
He was a great guy, and I will every time I see that painting, I'm going to remember his smile and his the joy that he brought everyone. And it's just strange when someone gets taken early. It's very, very odd. I mean, you want everybody to die like when they're old and they know that they're going for years, and you can say bye and spend quality time with them. But when they're taken away, I mean, you got to remember that can happen. It can and has happened to greater men than us. So we need to remember to be grateful and also careful out in the world.
Leo, you spent a lot of times with Harthcock in the comedy clubs. What was the best piece of ass you ever saw him secure?
It was this girl that he introduced me to on the last day that I saw him. It was this girl that he claimed to be the love of his life. It was Latina, and she was very attractive.
Did he lay it down on her?
Like a big booty Latina. He sure had sex with her.
He did this?
Oh, Harthcock got smacked those cheeks.
I like the story where you were trying to get him to take a hefty woman home.
Oh, God.
And you told him that you fed him a pickup line about how he needed to make her a breakfast sandwich.
And and I thought that was going to go badly until he said it to her, and her eyes lit up. She was like, "Oh, you're going to make me a breakfast sandwich in the morning with avocado and bacon?" And I was like, "Oh, he sure is."
Oh yeah.
That entire interaction with the heavy set girl was one of the funniest moments of like in a long time for me, for sure. On par with some Nico moments.